you surprised at all by your team's performance over the first 6 games, 17 home runs, and
Yeah, I think I am. I think I started off the season by saying that I thought we were going to be more of a defensive team. I think I should say that every week because they surprised me with the offense. Certainly a number of home runs. Albeit that you're playing in Arizona, the air's lighter and the ball seems to jump pretty good, as opposed to here where we're having trouble getting it out of this in practice. So, but I was very impressed with the way the team performed over the weekend offensively.
I thought the schedule was supposed to be a little harder. You guys made it look pretty easy, at least early on the first 6.
Well, it's early on, and that can change. I think that if you look at the Missouri game, we got 9 runs in 1 inning with 2 out, and that could have been a different game there. So, we try not to get too far ahead of ourselves. We know the game can be awfully humbling, and if you start to think that way, that's when you get yourself in trouble.
Was there ever a point this weekend, as all the home runs were flying out, where you were like, okay, this is getting a little ridiculous. I didn't think we'd hit this well?
Well, you never say no. You always take them, while you can. And but there's also some other good things as well, as far as Alexis Mack getting on base, Jenna Lilly, Miri Iakopo as a freshman hitting almost 700. I mean, those are pleasing things to see from the depth throughout the lineup. And even the number 9 spot, Shea Bowden had a couple of good games. Lauren Burke came in and hit the ball pretty well. So I'm starting to like what we're doing.
What are you learning about your pitching staff? A year ago, there's a lot of new. Obviously, everybody was very young, and you were curious to see what you were going to get out of everybody. Feel pretty comfortable?
Well, I think Megan Kleiss threw really well until we got up in the game. I think that maybe she let down just a little bit with some of the big leads. I'm excited to see how she does here in the next couple of weeks, especially heading into Palm Springs. Just an incredible tournament up there. But also this weekend as well. Houston, Texas, Rutgers, Ole Miss are all good teams. So, but I like what she did. I like what Miranda Ellis did. She really threw the ball pretty hard and threw well, especially coming off an injury. Maggie Ballant struggled just a little bit, but I expect her to pick that up in the coming weeks.
did you have a sense with Gwen that she was going to take it to another level as a senior? Did you see anything in the offseason that led you to believe she could get this kind of start going?
Well, I think Gwen's always had it. It's just a consistency, and at times she looks just awesome, and other times it's like she kind of goes on a little vacation here and there. But I think this year she seems very focused, and I think part of it could be being a senior. It's everywhere she goes now, it's the last time, so it's I think it's kind of hitting home to her.
When you have the kind of weekend that you did, what are some things that you feel like your team needs to work on now?
Yeah.
Because obviously there's not a whole lot of negatives to take
Well,
away.
it may sound kind of ridiculous, but actually the short game, after you're hitting all those bombs. But, we didn't really get some bunts down when we needed them to get those early runs, some base running snafus here and there. Defensively, we did very, very well. So right now it's just the consistency. Can we keep it going, or are we going to start thinking too much?
Going back to Lauren, you coached her as a kid. What was it like to see her now play in her first collegiate game?
It's kind of surreal in some respects. We used to call her crazy legs because she was so skinny. She was like the youngest one on the team by about 2 or 3 years, and just to see her development. Obviously, I never thought she was going to be a power type hitter, but yet the numbers she put up in high school were tremendous, and she came away with the first home run on the weekend. We got to work on a home run trot, but other than that, she's doing pretty good.
Any talk between those 3 that hit a bunch of home runs, Gwen, along with DJ and Shannon, about maybe some friendly competition in terms of who can hit the most home runs this year?
Well, I don't think we want to do that, but right now it's hit the ball hard, and that's what they're doing. Obviously, it's great to see DJ swing back and get some home runs. She ended up with 4 home runs, I think, in the weekend. Shannon, I'm telling you, she's a kid you got to watch. I think her consistency at the plate so far has been very good.
Have you coached a player that has the pop that Shannon has? Because I think it was against Georgia, the ball didn't even appear on frame when it went out to left field.
Yeah, that one didn't. That one was a two-flight movie. So one on the way up and one on the way down. So, she hit the ball very, very well. But I think Gwen may have actually hit the biggest one of the weekend. It was on one of the open fields, and it one hopped the 270-foot fence. So that was a real bomb.
Why were you so high on Shannon? Just because of her talent level and getting used to when you were at college that she would take off?
Just what you see day in and day out at practice, and what she's doing there, and the consistency she's building with her approach. She's hitting all our pitches pretty well, and she's hitting off me, and just and everything's jumping. You see a kid that's like, boy, that ball's just really popping off her bat, and her ability to hit all the pitches. It just, from what I see from this time this year to last year, I think that's where you kind of like, okay, what's it like, and you kind of compare the two, and just from looking at that, I think that's where I see the biggest jump is between this time last year.